NCAA Football August 18, 2017 12:20 p.m. EDT August 18, 2017 7:30 am EDT. Some rivalries are a little hotter than others right now, so don't mistake best with hottest. It might be because of the national title implications or that one side is looking to break a long losing streak. Use left to right buttons to navigate. Swipe left to right to navigate. The Iron Bowl, the game. They're so steeped in history and have been passed down long enough that the two sides will never like each other no matter what. Those are the best rivalries in college football. There are regional rivalries from coast to coast that put one side against the other. It's the same concept, but some rivalries are a little hotter than others right now, so don't mistake best with hottest. It might be because of the national title implications or that one side is looking to break a long losing streak. There are so many good ones. A few traditional rivalries, Cal Stanford and Wisconsin Minnesota, for example. DID&T make the list. More and Price season top 25 in an election year where you have to pick a side. Sporting News ranked the 30 hottest rivalries in college football for 2017. Getty Images last year: Iowa 42, Iowa State 3, last 10, Iowa 6, Iowa State 4, overall Iowa 4,222 whites here. Iowa rooted Iowa State 423 last year, and the Hawkeyes have won 3 of the last 4. What kind of response will second-year coach Matt Campbell have in Ames this year? More 201,718 bowl projections. Getty Images last year: Virginia Tech 52, Virginia 10, last 10, Virginia Tech 10, Virginia 0, overall Virginia Tech 56,375 whites here. The Commonwealth Cup needs a spark. The Hokies have won the last 13 meetings, and Justin Fuente drew first blood against Bronco Mendenhall with a 5,210 victory in 2016. The game moves back to Charlottesville this year. More top 25 best case worst case. Getty Images last year: Oregon State 34, Oregon 24, last 10, Oregon 8, Oregon State 2, overall Oregon 634,710 whites here. Oregon State broke an 8-game losing streak in the Civil War in 2016, and now Willie Taggart takes over at Oregon. The new chapter in this rivalry should be exciting as a result. More what if Manziel went to Oregon. Getty Images last year: Wisconsin 17, Iowa 9, last 10, Wisconsin 6, Iowa 4, overall Wisconsin 4,5432 whites here. It checks all the boxes right now. The schools are close, play physical games, and it will have bearing on who wins the Big Ten West this season. The Hawkeyes and Badgers have taken turns going to Indy the last 2 years, and it's always a big, tough and physical game. This is what the Heartland Trophy is all about. More best case worst case for top 25. Getty Images last year: Georgia 13, Auburn 7, last 10, Georgia 8, Auburn 2, overall Georgia 5,7558 MORE. SEC predictions for 2017 whites here: the Deep South's oldest rivalry has gone in favor of the Bulldogs for the last decade, and Kirby Smart picked up a victory in his first try in 2016. This is a pivotal game for two teams looking to take a run at Alabama in 2017. The winner will get the shot. Getty Images last year: Florida 16, LSU 10, last 10, LSU 6, Florida 4, overall Florida 3,2283 whites here. It's new to the list because this SEC rivalry is heating up after last year's botched scheduling. The Gators will welcome the Tigers on homecoming this year, and it should be every bit as thrilling as last year's game. More and Price season top 25. Getty Images last year: Georgia Tech 28, Georgia 27, last 10, Georgia 8, Georgia Tech 2, overall Georgia 6,5415 whites here. Mark Richt owned Georgia Tech. He had a 132 record over 15 seasons in Athens, and he closed it with a 137 win last season. That's why the Yellow Jackets winning 2,827 in Athens is significant. Kirby Smart can't fall to 0-2 here. More biggest trap games in 2017. Getty Images last year: Kentucky 41, Louisville 38, last 10, Louisville 5, Kentucky 5, overall Kentucky 1514 whites here. It's not just basketball anymore. Coaches for both teams got in a fight 3 years ago. The last 3 games have been highly entertaining shootouts, and the cross-conference appeal is there, too. It's a big game for two teams moving up the FBS ladder. More SN exclusive with Lamar Jackson. Getty Images last year. Clemson 56, South Carolina 7 last 10, South Carolina 5, Clemson 5 overall. Clemson 68,420 for Whites here. Clemson won the last 3 meetings after dropping the previous 5, and Dabo Swinney has taken control of this Palmetto State rivalry. It's on Will Muschamp and up-and-coming quarterback Jake Bentley to come up with an answer in Columbia this year. More most NFL draft picks. Getty Images last year. Stanford 17, Notre Dame 10 last 10, Stanford 6, Notre Dame 4 overall, Notre Dame 19-12 Whites here. It's a resume booster game for both schools, and the Cardinal have taken advantage by winning 3 of the last 4 games. The last 5 meetings have been decided by a touchdown. More top 25 RBS for 2017. Getty Images last year. USC 36, UCLA 14 last 10, USC 7, UCLA 3 overall, USC 48,317 Whites here. The rivalry has gone back and forth for the last decade, but it hasn't taken on the national significance that it should. Will that be any different this year? The stakes are high for Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen, but how important will this game be in the Pac-12 South? More best Week 1 games. Getty Images last year. Washington 45, Washington State 17 last 10, Washington 7, Washington State 3 overall, Washington 7 1-3-2-6 Whites here. Chris Peterson and Mike Leach have the respective programs rolling, and the Pac-12 North could be on the line again in 2017. Washington is 30 in this rivalry under Peterson, and none of they have been convincing victories. More top 25 QBs for 2017. Getty Images last year. Penn State 24, Ohio State 21 last 10, Ohio State 8, Penn State 2 overall, Ohio State 17-14 Whites here. The Nittany Lions rekindled this rivalry by knocking off the Buckeyes in Happy Valley last season, and the October 28th in Columbus could be the biggest game on the Big Ten schedule this year. More Big Ten coach rankings. Getty Images last year. Army 21, Navy 17 last 10, Navy 9, Army 1 overall, Navy 60,507 Whites here. As far as pageantry and national pride go, no rivalry touches Army Navy, and the Cadets broke a 14-game losing skid in the rivalry with a thrilling victory in 2016. For the first time since 2002, Navy comes into the game looking to respond. More composite top 25. Getty Images last year. USC 45, Notre Dame 27 last 10, USC 6, Notre Dame 4 overall, Notre Dame 46,375 Whites here. These teams haven't had a top 10 showdown since 2006. Brian Kelly is 43 against the Trojans, but this year's matchup is South Bend could go a long way in determining his job security. USC last won at Notre Dame in 2011. More bowl projections. FAQ. Getty Images last year. Alabama 49, Tennessee 10 last 10, Alabama 10, Tennessee 0 overall, Alabama 5-3-3-8-7 Whites here. The third Saturday day in October continues to be owned by Nick Saban, who is 100 against the Vols. That included a blowout victory in Knoxville last season. When will the Vols respond? More preseason All-Americans. Getty Images last year. Florida 24, Georgia 10 last 10, Florida 6, Georgia 4 overall, Georgia 5-0-4-3-2 Whites here. The Gators have taken back control of the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, and that's led to back-to-back SEC East championships. Jim McElwain has a handle on this one, and it's Kirby Smart's time to respond. More SN predictions for 2017. Getty Images last year. Michigan 32, Michigan State 23 last 10, Michigan State 7, Michigan 3 overall, Michigan 6-9-3-5-5 Whites here. The Wolverines took back the Paul Bunyan Trophy with a 3,223 victory in East Lansing last season, and Jim Harbaugh has the Wolverines clicking as a Big Ten playoff contender. It's on Michigan State and Mark D'Antonio to come back after a 39 season. Does anybody remember what happened the last time they played in Ann Arbor? More Harbaugh expects more from Getty last year. Mississippi State 55, Ole Miss 20 last 10, Mississippi State 6, Ole Miss 4 overall, Ole Missouri 6-3-4-4-6 Whites here. It's as nasty ever, especially in the aftermath of Hugh Freeze's resignation. Freeze heated up the Egg Bowl with Mississippi State coach Dan Mullen. On the field, it's a good battle between quarterbacks Shea Patterson and Nick Fitzgerald. More does playoff need new blood? Getty Images. Last year Utah 20, BYU 19, last 10 Utah 7, BYU 3 overall 56,314 whites. Here were just their playing. Utah has won the last 6 installments of the Holy War, and 5 of those games were decided by one score. The game shifts back to Provo for the first time since 2013. It's a huge game for 2 French playoff contenders. More realignment scenarios. Getty Images. Last meeting Pittsburgh 42, Penn State 39, last 10 Penn State 7, Pittsburgh 3 overall, Penn State 50,430 for whites. Here in the first meeting since 2000, these 2 in-state rivals picked up where they left off. It's bitter on both ends, and Pitt's 4,239 victory last season is a big reason why the Nittany Lions did not make the college football playoff. The rematch in Happy Valley won't disappoint. More great September games. Getty Images. Last year Tennessee 38, Florida 28, last 10 Florida 9, Tennessee 1 overall, Florida 2,620 temperature. Tennessee snapped a 10-game losing streak to the SEC East rivals last year in Knoxville after a dramatic second-half comeback, and that breathes a lot of life into this year's September 16th showdown. Jim McElwain and Butch Jones know they need line 1. More top 25 QBs for 2017. Getty Images. Last year Florida State 31, Florida 13, last 10 Florida State 6, Florida 4 overall, Florida 3 4-2-5-2 whites. Here the Seminoles won 4 straight against the Gators under Jimbo Fisher. FSU has never beat Florida 5 straight times. Dion DeFrancois has that opportunity in Gainesville this year. More 8 playoff shakeups for 2017. Getty Images. Last year Alabama 10, LSU 0, last 10 Alabama 8, LSU 2 overall, Alabama 5 1-2-5-5 whites. Here it's still a big game, but is it still the biggest game in the SEC West? Alabama has won 6 straight in the series, including the 2012 BCS championship game. The average margin of victory is over double digits. Ed Orgeron's task is to try to break through against Nick Saban's machine, and it won't be easy in Tuscaloosa. Getty Images. Last year Florida State 20, Miami 19, last 10 Florida State 8, Miami 2 overall, Miami 3,130 whites. Here Florida State has won 7 in a row and has a chance to tie the all-time series in 2017. Mark Richt has the Hurricanes on the way back up, but nobody will truly believe that until they beat the Seminoles. They'll get the first of perhaps 2 chances this season on Sept. 16. More top 25 best case worst case. Getty Images. Last year Oklahoma 38, Oklahoma State 20, last 10 Oklahoma 8, Oklahoma State 2 overall, Oklahoma 8 6-1-8-7 whites. Here the Sooners continue to dominate this in-state rivalry, but there's an opportunity for the Cowboys and Mike Gundy against first-year coach Lincoln Riley. The game was bumped up a few weeks, but there's a distinct possibility these 2 could meet in the reinstituted Big 12 championship game. How about a double dose of bedlam or one-sided rivalries? Texas Athletics. Last year Oklahoma 45, Texas 40, last 10 Oklahoma 6, Texas 4 overall, Texas 6-1-4-5-5 whites. Here change the name as many times as you want for corporate purposes, but the Red River Showdown opens an exciting new chapter this year. First-year coaches Lincoln Riley and Tom Herman will get the first taste of the most important game on the Big 12 schedule, and it should be every bit as exciting as last year's shootout. More ranking first-year coaches. Getty Images. Last year Alabama 30, Auburn 12, last 10 Alabama 7, Auburn 3 overall, Alabama 4-5-3-5-1 whites. Here Alabama has won the last 3 Iron Bowls by an average of 15 points per game, but Auburn has received a ton of preseason love around quarterback Jarrett Stidham. Do the Tigers have a chance to break up the Tide's run at a 4th straight SEC crown? If the division title is on the line, then it will be the biggest regular season game of the year. More bold projections. Getty Images. Last year Clemson 37, Florida State 34, last 10 Clemson 5, Florida State 5 overall, Florida State 2010 whites. Here it's the only regular season conference game with 2 national championship coaches. Jimbo Fisher and Dabo Swinney have split the last 6 ACC crowns, and every chapter of this rivalry continues to get better. Expect the usual stakes in Death Valley. Huge game, more top 25 QBs for 2017. Getty Images. Last year Ohio State 30, Michigan 27. Last 10 Ohio State 9, Michigan 1 overall. Michigan 58486. Why it's here, just look at the picture. That's how close the game was last year, a double overtime thriller that spilled over into controversy. That underlies the fact that Michigan's Jim Harbaugh and Ohio State's Urban Meyer have reignited college football's best rivalry, but it's still on the Wolverines to break a 5-game losing streak to the Buckeyes. The next chance comes in Ann Arbor this season. More preseason All-Americans.